Testing 1 2, testing 1 2. What is going on, traders? Welcome back to another weekly Sunday stock talk. It is February 1st, about 3:21 my time. So it's about almost 5:30 Eastern time. Today we're going to go over a few things. We're going to go over silver being down 29%, second largest crash in history. We're going to go over how Bitcoin is down 20% since mid-January, Ethereum being down 30%. We're going to talk about Bitcoin's expected low point. You won't believe it, guys. How low Bitcoin can actually go will surprise you, to say the least. And expected time on how low Bitcoin is going to actually drop as well. We do have some information on that. I've been doing a lot of research today on exactly all these topics, listening to different analysts, listening to a few other YouTubers that I enjoy watching that are very current with the market. They've been trading, investing for, over a decade, if not longer. So excited to share their thoughts and opinions with you, and also my own thoughts and opinions as well. Also going to go over SoFi earnings on Friday, which I'm excited about because I am invested in SoFi. And if this is your first time watching, guys, I'd highly recommend you guys joining our Investing for Beginners community. We have over 71,200 members in our Investing for Beginners community private group. It is 100% free. You can get in contact with other like-minded individuals, people who are starting their journey, people who are starting new Roth IRAs, people who are educating themselves and wanting to take their knowledge a step further. And by learning more, we also talk about real estate investing, owners of companies, kind of talking about some of their main focuses this year. And you might be surprised, you might find someone in your area that's part of this community. We have over 71,000 members now. That is the second link in the description. It is 100% free, and all you have to do is simply click the link and join. Now, that is our free community. And then we also have our Discord. We have close to 720 members now. Looks like we have 40 online. We have another 679 offline at the moment. And you guys cannot you guys cannot see my screen. So let me showcase that to you guys real quick. Sorry about that. I'm so excited to get started with all this great information and all this stuff that I forgot to share the group. So the first one was our Investing for Beginners community. You guys can see right here, over 71,000 members, and we have people, talking about different books and different material to learn more. Different investors who are currently, own certain stocks in their Fidelity accounts, as well as, other people who are just starting their Roth IRAs and kind of showcasing different things, not just, my opinion, but other people's opinions and what other people are doing to be successful in the stock market as well. So a ton of great information and stuff you guys can utilize moving forward. That is 100% free, and that is the first link in the description. We also have our Discord. If you guys want to learn a little bit more about day trading specifically and swing trading on a shorter term, then this would be for you. It's the first link in the description. This is also where you can watch me trade live every morning at market open, Monday through Friday. I have also an archive of past live stream videos that go back to May of 2024. So you literally have just close to 2 years of backlog of my trading style, what I'm doing to find success in the stock market, as well as connecting with other like-minded individuals who want to day trade and take day trading a little bit more seriously. Maybe you have an investing account, maybe you have a 401k, maybe you don't have any of those things, but if you do, whether you have it or don't have it, I have two communities that can help you. Investing for Beginners community is focused on more long-term growth, investing accounts, and investing in other things such as small businesses, homes, cars, reselling, also dividend capturing, and then we have our Discord with our Learn to Earn team, which is more focused on day trading and short swing trading. So have an archive there for you guys. Now, weekly economic calendar, we will pull this up. We have these every single week, so you can get our weekly economic calendars of most anticipated earnings releases for the week. This week's crazy, guys. Earnings season is back. It started and kicked off or the beginning of the year. Major, what a time to be alive. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday to you, Major. If you guys want to get involved with our live chat, all you have to do is simply subscribe to the channel, and you guys can ask questions, share any stocks that you want us to go over, as I do have the WEBULL trading account platform up, which we're going to use to go over some of that stock information right after this. So if you have any stocks you want me to take a look at, please don't hesitate to drop the ticker symbol in the live chat. And you could also ask questions there as well. So Monday we have Walt Disney to kick it off before market open. After close, we have Palantir. Tuesday morning before market open, we have PayPal and PepsiCo, Pfizer, and ADM, to say the least. Tuesday, we have AMD after close, SMCI, Chipotle. Those are a few that will potentially move the markets. Wednesday, we have Uber and Lilly, or LLY. AbbVie also reporting. After close on Wednesday, we have Google, or Alphabet, ticker symbol Google, basically. ARM, QCOM, to say the least. Thursday, we have ConocoPhillips, Energizer, and Shell. So there's a few there. After close on Thursday, Amazon. That's the one I'm excited about. Amazon and MSTR, guys, will be reporting their earnings on Thursday. MSTR, definitely very interesting to see, the least. And of course, ARM. We have someone talking now in our Discord. Sunday Stock Talk live stream happening now. Join the live chat as well. There we go. All right. And so with that said, let's make sure that that actually got sent over to our announcements. Yes, it did. Main chat room. Sorry, guys. Sorry for the day. Sorry for the delay. Just letting everybody know. That we are live as well. So there we go. All right, and then Friday doesn't look like anything too major. You could say maybe Toyota if you're interested in Toyota. So yeah, join the Discord. You guys get all this information up to date. Crypto dropping, which is insane because BTC is down, and Strategy's average Bitcoin price, MicroStrategy or MSTR, is 76,000, guys. So very interesting to say the least. What Michael Saylor's planning on doing, is he going to be selling his position? He's now in the red, or is he going to be buying more? Now, I do have to talk to you guys about the overall NASDAQ real quick. NASDAQ is down 1.2%. Now, of course, markets aren't open right now. They won't be open for another about 3 hours or so, 2.5 hours. The market will open, and we'll be able to see these after hour numbers fluctuate by moving up or down. But right now, QQQ, or the overall NASDAQ market, from that high of 637 on Wednesday, it's down just shy of 3%. It's about 2.81%. Now, we could see some more selling pressure very easily, as this could definitely come back down even lower, testing that moving average of around 572, but probably more likely around $600. So we could see some more selling pressure as you know, these other companies that are trading in the overnight session or over the weekend, like Bitcoin being down 20%, Ethereum being down 30% since the start of um, basically January. But I mean, we could even see another $600 retest very easily. $600 was hit by QQQ back in December 17th. It even dropped all the way down to 605 on January 21st. So it hasn't been very long since it's been down at that $605 level. It's only been about 11 days since it was down at $605. Now, Bitcoin also is something that we watch very closely. It looks like it got down to 76,276 in the overnight hours over the weekend. Big sell-off. You know, we traded this on, what is it? Did it start on Thursday, I believe? Thursday, we saw that initial sell-off happening and continuing to sell off. MSTR down all the way down to 137, recovered slightly up to 149 on Friday before it closed for the weekend. And major drop for MSTR, which is just, you know, incredible to see. MSTR has been selling off for quite some time. This is a BS company, in my opinion. It doesn't actually make any money. It doesn't have a service or a product that it actually sells. It literally just holds Bitcoin. That's all it does. And now it's hedging against the shareholders of MSTR to pay for other people who own MSTR in some kind of weird dividend style stuff that he's doing. I can get in more detail on that later on if wanted, if needed. But overall, Bitcoin down 70. You know, it's down 2% right now. But if we look at where it was on, let's see, this was on January 14th from highs of 97,900. I mean, you might as well just say 98,000 to where it is now. It's actually down 22%, which is just an insane sell-off. So I did mention at the beginning of the video, we talk about the bottom. Now, people are expecting Bitcoin to bottom out in the fourth quarter of this year. So around 9 to 10 months. This can be technically expected at lows of $30,000, guys. $30,000 is kind of the average that I've been hearing across the board. And I've heard 20,000, I've heard 50,000, but you know, this could potentially drop to $30,000, which is insane to think about, guys. Bitcoin down to $30,000. I mean, that is insane. That is way down here. To put that in a visual perspective, $30,000 is way down here. Now, does it have to happen? No. Can it? Yeah, it's very real that this could definitely happen. You know, as we've seen before, Bitcoin's been able to push up, you know, 900% in a year and then have a significant sell-off of 57%. It rallied again and sold off an additional 70%. Even this little rally here, it sold off 30%. So you're looking at sell-offs between 30 and 70%. Right now it's down 41% from all-time highs. 50% would be the moving average at 60,000, and 75% would put us right at $30,000. So it's not that it's unrealistic for Bitcoin to sell off to 30,000 or even 50,000 or 60,000 when it's done it in the past. Okay, history does tend to repeat itself. So, you know, right now I have an average of 74.9 on a long-term position. Am I sweating? No, not really. Now, should I have sold a little bit? I did sell a little bit. Should I have sold all of it? Yeah, but there's no way of knowing and timing the market. Sure, I could have sold up in the highs more of my position, but at the same time, it's light enough to where I can average down to where, you know, if I'm buying at 60,000 for that next push back up to 126, I could double my money. If it goes down to 30,000 and pushes back up to 126, I could, what is that, 4 or 5 times my money, 400, 500% profit on that move when it does push back up. So, you know, we're thinking long term, that's actually 350%. So if you're looking at trading Bitcoin in the long term, it's probably best to wait for a more significant pullback or just keep averaging down into your position. If you're looking at short term, it's been doing nothing but sell off. So I just wanted to showcase that to you guys here today. I wanted to bring up Ethereum too, as this is down as well. It's down 5% in the overnight hours or over the weekend. It's down 25% from those all-time highs, previous all-time highs in January. But you know, even looking at January 14th, where we saw Bitcoin hit highs of, what did I say? Was it 98,000? Ethereum hit 3,400 and it's now down 32%, guys. So be very careful with these positions. We could see a lot more selling pressure. Okay, a lot more selling pressure in weeks to come. Hello, hello. How's it going, Andrew? Welcome. Let me know where you guys are tuning in from on this week's Sunday Stock Talk. Are you here in America? What state are you in? If you're watching from another country, what country are you viewing from? I would love to know. All right, so that's basically Bitcoin and the NASDAQ market. Let's talk about silver, guys. Silver is down 30%. This is one of the largest crashes or sell-offs, the second largest in history. And silver's been around a very long time, a very long time. SLV is a good example. It's an iShares Silver Trust. It pushed up to $110 and now it went all the way down to $69. That was a 37% sell-off literally overnight in a single 24-hour period. It crashed 37%. Now it did recover slightly, so it's only down about 29% right now. But man, silver had a significant drop. Now, anyone who bought silver within the last like year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years made money, right? Anyone who bought silver in the last week lost money, okay? So it's very important to understand that. Even if you bought at 92 at the support, pushed up to 110, that was a nice 20% profit. But if you held this position and didn't sell, you are now down 17%, okay? How ridiculous and how scary is that, guys? Very crazy to see. Andrew, Big Texas, silver crash so crazy. I lost 20 on my holdings I bought last week. Yeah, and that's going to be the case for many people who bought last week, thinking about FOMO, the fear of missing out, thinking that silver could go up to $200, $300, $400, and not realizing that this was so overbought. It started to consolidate around 106 on the 26th of January and struggled to make new highs. It pushed up to 110 and then a significant sell-off down to $97. I mean, this thing, it's scary, guys. This thing is scary. You don't want to mess with your money. Silver, you know, they overhyped it. It really has no actual utility or use compared to gold. You know, gold and silver are both precious resources or precious metals, but America, the world, all uses gold and holds gold at a higher value than silver, you know. So it's very interesting to see silver push up so much and come right back down. Now, can this still be a great dip buy opportunity? Possibly. Am I going to tell you to buy into it? No, I am not. I don't tell you to buy, hold, or sell anything here. This is all just my own personal opinion. It's not financial advice. But at the same time, I want you guys to all be aware of what's really happening and be aware of your risk. Okay, make sure you're only risking as much money as you're willing to lose. Okay, don't go put all your money in on silver at 75 thinking it'll go to 100 when in fact this could sell off a lot more. Like there's a 45% upside back to previous highs, but there's also a 40% downside to previous lows. Okay, so I want you guys to be aware of that. All right, so that's basically my spill on the NASDAQ market being down 3%, silver being down 30%, Bitcoin being down 20%, Ethereum being down 30%. I gave you my Bitcoin prediction that it could go down to 30K. Doesn't mean it has to, but it is probable toward the end of the year. And yeah, very interesting to see that, guys. Like, I'm excited. This is a great time to be involved in the market, whether we're at all-time highs or all-time lows. There's still possible buying opportunities everywhere. So don't get discouraged if you're getting into trading now. You can always go long on the market when it recovers. You could short the market as it begins to sell off by using, TQQQ. to go long on the NASDAQ market, you could use SQQQ to short the NASDAQ market if you think the market will sell off even more. I mean, SQQQ has a very nice 20 to 22% profit potential if QQQ comes down. If QQQ comes down to $600 for a retest, it's down 3.5%. Well, then SQQQ could go up 7%. And 7% is only around $70 a share. So, I mean, you could make a nice $4 or $5 per share shorting the market. Now, does it mean the market has to sell off more? No, but I want you to know that that is kind of what is happening at the moment. We could be going into a short-term bear market. We can be going into some really uncertain times right now. Now, I did bring this up last week, and it's not like it really changed much this week, but basically we still have tariffs, which are of a big talk right now. Let's see, let me bring up that paper here. We still have possibilities of a government shutdown. Okay, there's still 100% tariffs on Canada potentially. Trump's still looking to acquire Greenland. We still have the U.S. Armada heading toward Iran. There's still a Department of Justice investigation on Jerome Powell. There's still a lot of stuff happening behind the scenes in the market. So I want you guys to be aware that just as easy as it can go up, it can very easily go down, okay? So now we can create a lot of dip buy opportunities. I believe SoFi is a great dip buy opportunity. I myself own 10 shares now currently. Time of recording, let's see, we're down $4. $4. That is nothing. It's a 1.86% open position with only about $200 or so. Now, will I add more to this position as time goes on? Yes. I believe SoFi is a very solid company. They got an A plus, in my opinion, on their earnings on Friday. We have a dip buy opportunity if it can hold above this moving average of around 22.69. We can see some significant move forward. We could see a 40% upside on SoFi back to previous all-time highs of around $32.73. I mean, that's very easily $90 to $100 in profits on just 10 shares. Okay, we don't have to invest all of our money into SoFi, but I would like to think, hey, I want to get a small piece of the pie trading SoFi in general. So I see SoFi as a pretty decent, solid company in my opinion. They did beat their earnings on Friday. I wonder if I could pull that up. SoFi beat earnings. Let's see. On January 30th. Yeah, so January 30th achieving adjusted net revenue of $1 billion, a 37% increase year over year. The company also added a record 1 million new members, bringing total membership to 13.7 million users on SoFi. Earnings per share, or EPS, is 13 cents, surpassing the consistent estimate, so it beat earnings by a penny. They expected 12 cents. They reached 13 cents. SoFi also raised its earning guidance for 2026, projecting adjusted net revenue of $4.6 billion. So they are looking to be extremely profitable this year to come. So this could, technically be a good dip buy opportunity if you see value in it. Now remember, our Learn to Earn team, we don't just trade based on anyone's opinion, and we only trade in things that we see value in, okay? I might not see value in you selling potato chips or cell phones, or I don't see value in you flipping and reselling specific car models, but we all see value in different ways, and not saying that you can't make money doing any of those things. If you can make money selling potato chips, then I am rooting for you to do that, okay? I'm not here to bag on anyone. I'm not here to discourage anyone. We are a team. We're a community of like-minded individuals, and we're all just sharing our thoughts and opinions and ideas. But never trade based on anyone's opinion, even my own. Make sure you do your research before investing in any companies or taking any trades. Okay, guys? So SoFi is definitely on my radar. I'd love to add a little bit more to this. Maybe, another 10 shares, which would bring me to about a $500 position. And instead of making 40% on a couple hundred, I can make 40% on like 500. I might increase it to $1,000, which would be around, is that 40 shares, maybe a little less, like 35, 40 shares. But if I can make 40% on $1,000, that'd be $400 on a swing trade. Right now, I'm just easing into my position. If it drops lower, then I'll buy a little bit more. So that's just kind of my thought process behind it. And if it starts to push up, I wouldn't mind adding a little bit more to it as it pushes up as well. Also, I wanted to talk about Netflix real quick. Netflix has dropped below this moving average. It has been doing it for a few days now. As far as it's selling off, it started selling off, November 14th, and it's been continuing to sell off. So it is below that moving average. When you look at a weekly time frame, it could potentially come down to, say, $63, which I wouldn't mind buying some more at that level. It looks like it was a previous resistance in the past anyways, right around $70. There was some resistance, which would now technically, since it's above that average, or that previous resistance, that would technically be a support now. So I would love to see if maybe this does hold support around that level. Also, it looks like 126, 127 around that mark would be a pretty common resistance, as it has touched that area before. So I did buy in on some Netflix. I have $500 of market value in Netflix right now. It's only about 6 shares, but I wanted to make it kind of an even number. I want to add, say another $500 into this swing trade if it does begin showing signs of more upward momentum. And again, I wouldn't mind buying some more down in $65 to $70. Currently, this is my largest loss so far, and I'm not even down that much. I'm down 2.75%, or about $14. So my average price on this is $85.70. So my average price isn't very bad right now. If it can recover, then we could see highs of another 40 to 50% profit on this swing trade. And just on these 6 shares alone, we're looking at $240 to around $300 in profits on literally just 6 shares swing trading Netflix. So those are 2 of my big holdings right now. I'm not sure if I told you my average on SoFi. It's 23.21. That is my average on SoFi right now currently. So I did want to showcase those 2 to you. Those are my, I'm very excited about these swing trades. Now, all of you that watch my channel know that I am a big advocate of day trading. I very rarely hold any positions overnight, but I want to showcase the, I guess, diversity or the ability to be able to do both, and how our new members of LTE, or our new Learn to Earn members, can also make money swing trading. And I want to be a good example of that for those members. I want them to see that, hey, I joined this community because I wanted to learn about day trading, but maybe I don't have enough hours in the day, or maybe I can't show up to market open at 7:30 in the morning my time, 9:30 Eastern Standard Time, so to be able to trade on a daily basis. But by having a good trade plan and a good criteria when it comes to trading, you can swing trade, and you could make $100 a day swing trading, buying one time, selling a week or 2 later, and being able to average, say $100 a day because you made $500 on a swing trade in a 5-day period. So there's a lot of different ways you can make money in the stock market, and my way is not just the only way you can do that. You can do it multiple ways. People trade options and futures. They long-term invest, short-term swing trade, they short the market, they go long on the market, they day trade, all these different ways to where you can make money. So not just my way is the right way. I'm just showing you guys what I'm doing to find success in the market. Now, I got 2 more, and then you guys can talk about any other companies you want. Just put them in the comments or in the live chat room starting now, and you guys can definitely call out a ticker symbol that you want me to go over and review. Hey, how you doing? I'd love to know how to say your name better. I don't want to mess it up. Esse, I'm just gonna call you Esse. Okay. Esse said, thanks for the versatility, brother. You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you for joining our live stream today. So I don't want it to be too long. We're just hit 30 minutes, but I do want to take a couple of stock picks from our team and people that showed up. So drop a ticker symbol of what you see value in, and I'd be more than happy to review it for you. Now, Hood is another swing trade that we're taking. We have around $600, just shy, on 6 shares. Now, our average share price on this is 106.99. So our average share price is a little high. This is actually my largest loss right now compared to the other two, at a 7.5% unrealized loss, or about $48. And I'm not too worried about Hood. Hood also has a good, basically business model. They have a lot of users on the platform, and I'd love to see them begin to push up as well. Now, it doesn't mean it has to right now. This is somewhat of a descending pattern. They were holding above $100 for quite some time, and they did actually recently break that support of about $102. That's what it was. It was $102 support as it was touching here and here previously. I thought maybe we'd get a nice little bounce at this level, and that's okay. We didn't. It is going to be selling off a little bit, so I do want to add more into my position. Maybe by adding another 4 shares to make it an even 10 shares, which would be roughly around $1,000 for another swing trade. Now, upside to this, obviously, even just to that moving average, is about 6.5% or $40. 30% or about $200 if it goes back up to 138. And if you look at the all-time high at 150, you can see that this could potentially go up to 43% or about $280 on just only 6 shares. So that is also another swing trade I have. I have 3 swing trades in this account currently, and I actually have one long-term kind of dividend hold that I'm going to be doing to showcase also the powers of dividend capturing and compounding those dividends over time. I'm going to probably get this position up to probably 100 shares even, because AG&C does pay a dividend per share of 12 cents every single month, and currently that's about a 12% dividend yield per year. And they have a beautiful growth factor of, if you look back to even January of 2025, you can see that buying it at $8 and it pushing up to $12 is a 52% return in a single year by holding AG&C. Not only did you get the $4 in profit or the 52% return, but you're also able to get dividends every single month of 12 cents per share. So again, if you were to buy 100 shares in January at $8, that'd be $800. Now you're sitting at, say, $12 before this little drop, you would be now at $1,200. So you would have made 50% or $400 in profits, while also making about $12 a month because you had 100 shares at 12 cents per share. And then $12 a month times 12 months would actually be around $144 in dividends, which means you would actually be closer to $522 in profits by holding this company for 1 year. So now that really takes the power of swing trading and dividend capturing to a whole nother level, and that can help supplement your investing account. Imagine having an extra $600 at the end of the year to buy more dividends, or to take out and take a little trip, or to just grow your account over time. So I do have 30 shares of AG&C. I somewhat bought the top right here. So, even though I'm buying the top, I will continue to be adding shares to this every single week, maybe once a month or so, getting a nice average price in this. Right now I have 30 shares for an average price of $11.81, down currently about 3% or $11, which is, really not that much. I will be getting my first dividend, which I was able to capture on January 30th. And I believe they're going to be paying this out on February, if I'm not mistaken. It'll be let's see, there's a way to see. Oh, right here. Pay date will be on February 10th. So on February 10th, I'll get 12 cents times, 30 shares, which would be $1.20, 2.40, 3.60, about $3.60. So it's not a lot of money yet, but as we get closer to 100 shares, then we'll be able to make $10 to $12 every single month by holding A, G, and C. So again, another way to make money trading stocks. You can day trade, you can swing trade, you can hold companies long term for appreciation growth and dividend, whether it's monthly income or quarterly income, depending on how they distribute their dividends to their shareholders. But AGNC is a monthly paying dividend stock. It's also a real estate investment trust. So they're backed by like residential mortgages. And usually, 9 times out of 10, people are going to be paying their mortgages, right? They are sponsored through a federal National Mortgage Association like Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. And I've heard of Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, which just gives me more of a security or more of a basically understanding of it, as well as a little bit less risk in my eyes for this dividend. And let's see, those were my 4 swing trades. Basically my 3 swing trades and then my 1 long-term hold for this account so far. The account right now is sitting at, I believe, like $2,300. So I have about 50%. That's 6, that's 11, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So about $1,600 in swing trades and somewhat of a long-term play. And then I have another, say $1,000 to day trade with. So you don't always have to day trade with all your money. And you don't always have to invest all your money either. You could have some money set aside to do either or. So right now we'll have about $1,000 to play with to day trade on a daily basis as we grow the account more, and then just taking some profits. Remember, we started this this challenge with $2,000 in January, so we've made roughly about $400 or so in profits, and it's only been a month. It's only been 1 single month. That's averaging about $100 a week, or about $20 a trading day. So making $20 a day, 5 days a week, it's about $100 times 4 weeks, $400, and that's kind of where the account is sitting at right now. And over time, you'll see the growth potential go even more and more and more as we continue to make more money over time as well. I've been watching Oracle, think it's undervalued. Can you look at Plug, Oracle? Do you have more monthly ones? Yeah, Andrew, we can go over some more monthly ones. I can make a video on it too. I have in the past. I mean, there's Main Street Capital. There's Realty Income O. Those are both 2 other companies that pay dividends. And then I'll circle back to Plug and Oracle, okay? But yeah, Main Street Capital pays 20 cents, 25 cents every single month. And then sometimes they have special dividends. So on December, they paid out 25 cents per share on the 8th of December. And then they paid out 30 cents per share on the 22nd of December. So technically you got like 55 cents a share in December holding Main, which is just incredible. So Main Street Capital is another one. It's a real estate investment trust. And then also O Realty is another one that pays monthly. They're right now paying 27 cents per share. And I do believe O Realty is a dividend aristocrat, which means it's been paying dividends out for the last 25 years, every single month, like clockwork. But also its dividend payout has been going up as well. So, a couple years ago, it was only paying 24 cents or 20 cents or 22 cents. And so every year it goes up more and more. Every month, technically, it goes up more and more. So now it's at 27 cents per share. Those 3 I really like to recommend. But then you have companies like, MO, Altria. MO pays a quarterly dividend of $1.06 per share, and has also been increasing their dividends over time, and also been paying their dividends out for over 25 years as well. This is a dividend aristocrat. You can Google that, dividend aristocrats, and see a full list of all the companies that have gone up in appreciation and growth, but also have been increasing their dividend payouts every single year. All right, and then let's go back to what was it, Oracle? So this will be a stock pick for one of our LTE members. And again, you guys can become an LTE member by clicking the link in the description below, the first link. That'll give you access to all my future live streams and past live streams. Even when I do a paid service, which will be happening very soon, I will be charging a small fee for future LTE members to get in, but you will not be charged. It'll be a one-time fee, lifetime access, and you'll never be charged for your lifetime if you get in. And when you do get in, there's no monthly subscriptions or anything like that. So that'll be happening sooner than we think, guys, which is crazy to think about. But only they will have access to our live streams, our live chat room where you connect with over 1,000 LTE members, and my Learn to Earn lesson library, which will take you from zero, knowing nothing about stocks or trading, to 90, 100% of being knowledgeable enough to where you can be confident to take your first trade and begin making money in the stock market. So a lot of great value still coming your way, guys, and still great value even now today. All right, Oracle up to $344 at one point. This was back in September of last year. It's actually been selling off ever since it hit those highs. Even from, so let's just go from here to there. It's down 52%, which is insane. And it actually broke that support of what was a 177. So that support is no longer effective. It looks like it's created a new support around 161.52. We'll see if this can hold in the next days to come or weeks to come. If it can hold 161.50 support, then we can begin to see this starting to go up, potentially retesting 193. But it's going to have to get above this moving average. As you can see on the 1 hour time frame, Oracle actually crashed below. It tried to get above that moving average and then just simply got rejected on, what was that, the 27th, Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, on Tuesday. Even on Monday, it tried to get above it, got rejected on Monday, broke above, retested as a support, failed, and sold off on Tuesday. Went back up to retest it again on Wednesday, got rejected, and now it's just been making lower lows. So remember, when there is a stock trading below this green line or the 200-day moving average, it acts as a resistance. And I like to think of resistance and support as basically like a surfer on the ocean. When it's above that green line, it actually will hold like this, and you're going to be able to stay above water and be able to surf really nicely above water, catching all those waves and doing really well, right? It continues to push up. When it's below this moving average, like we're seeing now, it acts as the actual wave crushing over you, pulling you down, and you're having trouble resurfacing above the water. Okay, and that's the best way, the best analogy I've been able to come up with over the years. I've had multiple different analogies about how to use moving averages, but just remember, when it's below it, it acts as a resistance, or it wants to hold you down and push lower. And when it's above it, it acts as a support, which helps you to go higher and stay above water. Right now, yeah, just Oracle doesn't seem to be doing very well. It is a software and IT company, cloud-based service. So yeah, it seems like they've been taking a little bit of a hit recently. They do pay a dividend, a quarterly dividend of 50 cents. They do pay a 50 cents dividend per share. But what's scary is if you're going to make 50 cents every quarter, but it's going down, $4 or $5, that's probably not the best dividend to be getting, in my opinion, at the moment. So definitely has some potential, but even right now, that downside, we could even see lower lows. We could see this go down to 150s. It's more of a psychological number. So I'll actually put that down here, about 150. As you can see, that yellow line, it's actually had a gap up before to 150, held at 150 where that yellow line is. So yeah, it is possible that this does sell off a little bit more than maybe you want. But that's my spill on Oracle. We'll go ahead and add it to the watch list just to keep you up to date. Maybe we'll kind of watch it and review it over the next couple of weeks and months. And then Andrew asked for plug. So we'll do one more here. And that'll actually be, what, about 5 or 6 stocks that we went over in this Sunday Stock Talk. I feel like that was pretty good. Plug Power, we have watched this in the past. Looks like there was some support around 227 at one point and about 227. Now it looks like it's showing support around 186s. It had a dip around 161, so that's pretty interesting to see. Plug Power is a penny stock for all of you who are not aware. It's under $5. It's actually, it's closer to $2 per share. So there is some great potential with this company if it does recover. I mean, looking at it from a 215 to even highs of 269, that's an easy 25% profit if it pushes up, about 50 cents per share. But right now, it could also sell off about 13% to that support level of 186. Which is like a 27-cent loss. So it's kind of in the middle right now. It's also below that moving average on the 4-hour time frame. So it's not necessarily something I would mess with myself. But again, if you see value in this, then definitely by all means, do what you feel is right. It looks like there is some psychological support right around $2, and I would say maybe like 10 cents, $2.11. So, I mean, that's also an area of support if it can hold. As you can see, it's touched that point about 3 times. So, we can see a nice range of around maybe about 30 cents or so. If it, pushes up to 240 and then sells off to 211 and then pushes up again to 240, you kind of get this like rinse and repeat horizontal pattern where it just kind of trails sideways. And I've made plenty of money on horizontal patterns in the past. It is possible if you manage your risk correctly. Maybe you're risking 1 to 2% on your trade at $2.14. If it drops below 211 and maybe hits 209, maybe you get out of your position as it could sell off more. And you're risking 1 or 2% to potentially make 10 to 13%. I mean, that could be a pretty decent trade for anybody who's looking at this more serious. And then if it breaks out at $2.40, you can get some bonus profits of 22% or even 26% if it goes back to those higher resistance levels. But right now, that's kind of what I'm seeing as far as where previous support ranges are, or common support ranges, where we could see a possible bounce up. And then, of course, common resistance levels, where you see it didn't really make higher highs. It just kind of got rejected there. Now, at some points, it got a little bit higher, but then it came back down. So great call out on plug. I'd probably like to see more plug, maybe keep you guys up to date. I don't mind adding it to my watch list here, as we don't have very many penny stocks. But remember, penny stocks do come with a higher form of risk compared to other companies that are even above $20 a share. I believe penny stocks are easily manipulated. They're a little bit harder to read and understand as far as direction and which way they can go. And what I mean by manipulated is, you could have somebody come in and buy 100,000 shares, and then it goes up, but then you buy it and then you have someone sell, 500,000 shares, and it goes down to where, okay, now you lost 20-30% in literally a single day. In 2 days, this sold off 15%. So you definitely want to be careful holding these long term unless you really believe in the company, you really understand support and resistance levels, and sometimes you understand that you could technically hold this company longer than just a day. You may have to hold this for weeks, months, or years to even break even, or even if it goes up at all. So be very cautious with penny stocks, the most, just as much as you would be cautious with trading, like, say, options or something like that. Okay, penny stocks are a lot more risky. All right, guys, so dang, that's it. Our Sunday stock talk is complete. I believe we were able to talk about a lot of different stocks, a lot of different areas of interest, a lot of different ways that you can make money in the stock market, not just through day trading, but also swing trading, and even talked a little bit about dividends and some monthly paying income you can add to your portfolio. We also went over some penny stocks, or a penny stock, and some stocks that you basically called out as our LTE members. Now remember, you guys can join our Learn to Earn team by clicking the first link in the description. You could watch me trade live as soon as tomorrow morning at market open. I go live every single day. If the market's open, you can expect us to be live with our Learn to Earn team, locking in real profits, trading with real cash, and ultimately doing our part to end the year on a green note, to be more successful, more knowledgeable, and more profitable this year and years to come than we have ever been in the past. So I appreciate your guys' time. Like always, remember, let's end the year on a green note. Consider subscribing to the channel, joining the Discord, smash that like button for me. That's all that I ask. And we will see you all bright and early and market open. Thanks, guys. Have a great rest of your Sunday. Enjoy your evening with family and friends, or do something maybe you want to do for fun as the night comes to an end. So thank you, guys. Have a great day.